Alright, what is going on, friends? Welcome back to my channel and a wonderful good morning. It is 7:30 and I'm still pretty well, I just woke up. But of course, I did want to bring you the action here with a couple of new cards, and by a couple, I actually just mean two. For the first part here, we're just gonna test out Angrath's Rampage. There's also Ashok Dream Render and Liliana's Triumph. But I haven't bought the cards yet. Actually, yesterday they weren't available and I just got a hold of them. So I'll do that as soon as possible as well, but I don't want to change too many things at once so that our results are actually legit. And of course, one could say Liliana's Triumph here has an additional value with playing Liliana of the Veil, but I don't think that that will actually come up too often. But we'll also test the other variants with Triumph here instead of Angrath's Rampage. What else is there to say? Sideboard doesn't change a whole lot. Tron hate, Graveyard hate currently. Of course, the Mythic Invitational is on its way right now. I always call this Mythic Invitational. I mean the Mythic Championship actually. And there's 15% Tron, 12% Pheonix, and of course it's not a 100% accurate representation of the meta, but you already see what the Elon Mulligan does. It's also 7% Dredge, I believe, something like that. I'll go over it in just a bit, but now we're running into the first game here, and we will keep it and hope that our opponent is not on creatures. Our opponent's on. Well, that's even worse. So could always be running into Blood Moon here, but I think that we need to fetch for basics here whenever we can. There is the Blood Moon indeed. So that's certainly what we want to take. But next turn, the turn afterwards, he already is able to play the Chandra, which is also very annoying. Can't believe that we're running into these matchups here all the time. Yeah, we need to take the Blood Moon. No way around it. Whew. Good that that's gone. Alright, so I guess what we're gonna do here is just play the Blood Crypts, maybe even the Polluted Delta. We're just gonna go with Blood Crypt here. Bolt the Chandra, and then go Snap Bolt it again. Oh, that we're not being hit by Stone Rain here. Or Primeval Titan. Alright, that's fine. Kind of fine, not great. Last card in his hand should be a Windswept Sheath, right? Good. So, even though we got hit by a turn 2 Chandra, might be able to do something with it. Although our mana base kind of is super ugly right now, but with an additional blue source, you might be able to pull some stuff together. Okay. So he's got 6 mana, 8 mana, which is very unlikely that we're gonna do anything about it with our logic knots. Probably want to have both of these. And I'm not going to attack here just because I want to be wary of a Bloodbraid Elf attacking. And also, I hope, like, if he does have a Stone Rain, that he's going to go after the Blood Crypt instead of our blue sources. Okay. So now we're gonna go Jace, pull up Liliana, discard this thing. 5 cards in our graveyard, so if we make him sacrifice, we'll actually have good options with our logic knots. And we can also pressure the hand, which is pretty nice. Alright. So I definitely want to have the Scorpion Gun. Can tell you that much. And we also probably want to have all the removal spells that we can get a hold of. On the play, Cryptic is an option. On the draw, that's just way off, especially because we have to fetch quite awkwardly. Fulminated Mage, of course, not the greatest card in the world in the matchup. Because he's always also gonna attach Utopia Sprawl to basics. But we might still be able to stifle his mana ability here. No. Actually, let's go with 2 Talikas. Man. Oh, 61 cards. 1 card too many here. Especially against a Ponza deck where you want to have your lands, that is not good. Alright. So, what we might be doing here, opponent keeps 7. Also not a good thing with Ponza. Bolt would have been great. So the problem here is, if we go with 7 visions here, and he has a Stone Rain, then we're just off of blue completely. Which of course we cannot really risk. So we're trying to slow down our opponent Blood Moon. Okay, so we're gonna kill that one. Have a look. Got a couple of basics. The Water Grave is not really a thing. I'm gonna say that I don't want to have Collective Brutality either. Because either we get hit by a Stone Rain this turn, or we don't get hit by anything at all, and then at 4 mana there's only Bulimos, which you also need the basics for. So, okay. Lol. So opponent does not have a third land drop here. So we hope that, okay. There's a Stone Rain. Bloodbraid's still somewhat out of range. But I think we need to take the Stone Rain still. Could also, of course, go after Bloodbraid, but then one of our important stuff dies. Let's just wait. Alright. So now with Snapcaster Mage would be really nice. So if he Bloodbraids and hits a Stone Rain, he's probably gonna go after our island. But we can risk playing it into... Like, I mean, Jace is dead then anyway. Trinisphere. Don't actually mind that much. Alright, we got a K command. Actually, so we could of course go after the Trinisphere here. But if he wants to bold our Jace, like he's got 4 mana, Titan's still off. He bolts for 3, so actually gain a little bit of tempo here. And if we were to draw a land, then we can just replay it next turn. Yep. So the question now is, do we want him to discard? Oh shit. Or do we even care about the Trinisphere? I actually think that we don't care. Whatever he does have in hand, it's quite strong. If we draw another blue source, or another black source, then of course we have our hand enabled completely here. Okay. Come on, guys. Just need a little bit of help here. So I think K command does not really help us. He should be able to play every and anything here in his deck. On the other hand, though, all right. Yep, just a land, as was to be expected. But the Trinisphere is still okay. Now the Trinisphere, something that we can play, which is quite nice. And next turn we're gonna go with Zen Visions. Also pretty insane that we have not drawn anything better here in terms of lands. But at least we have a clock now. Actually, I think we're just gonna try to win this with terminates and snaps. So the one to the top. Still got 2 bowls in the graveyard. Lightning bolt. Well, that's actually quite annoying. Can't get it back though. Lol. Didn't play it. Oh, because he couldn't because of Trinisphere. Alright. Cool. So what we're gonna do is Snapcaster K command, and then K command return and kill, so that we still have our terminate up Angrath's Wrath rampage. I don't know why I always call it Wrath. And then he has a couple of creatures that he really needs to kill, and we also still have quite some. Alright. Ponza, not a thing. Also just really annoying to play against. Sorry for the Alright. That's gone now. I'm not actually sure that's catastrophic. Alright. So yeah, I think we keep and hope again that we're not playing against a creature based deck here. At the Mythic Invitational, talking about which, at the Mythic Invitational, the deck lists were actually public. You had to inform your opponent beforehand. Would have old go? Okay. If this is Merfolk, so it could be Merfolk, could also be a Drac, or just something that is already. Oh my goodness. So don't care about. Yeah, you can go with Chandra next turn. So I think we let him go into a Blood Moon. Chandra is basically unbeatable here. And we do have a double basic in hand. Why are we always... And this is, by the way, a result of the London Mulligan. Like that people are playing all these prison style decks that just want to run out Blood Moon's turn 2. Ah, come on. You can't be real. Mutable is also Goblin. So either we take 5. No, we can't take 5. Can we? No. It's also got an ensnaring bridge, of course, but that's something that we have to deal with at another point in time. I would be surprised if you didn't. Oh, not only potentially, but definitely the best draw there for turn 2. And you know, I really have a problem with the narrative that Wizards of the Coast engages for the Mythic Championship. Because they don't see this kind of stuff, right? Aside from Tron just being the biggest card, the biggest thing in there, it is just super annoying. Like this gold fishing for turn 2 Blood Moons. Hey, what the fuck? Honestly. This dude. Alright. So it's possible that we have to throw our Snapcaster Mage under the bus here. Or even worse, Chandra comes in. Hazoret? Like, what the fuck? How can he be so lucky in everything he does? So we block Hazoret's kill a token. Yeah, need to block Hazoret again. Kill a token. Still got an ensnaring bridge in hand. Of course, he doesn't want to play now. So we need to draw 2 things. First, we need to draw a black source. We got the second step already. So for the first time here, well, that went better than expected, I have to say. So we actually can get rid of a hazard here, which is insane. Because we were never able to do that before. Motherfucker. So what Wizards of the Coast is saying that, you know, the reception of the new Mulligan rule is pretty good, and that the games have turned out pretty good, and blah blah blah. And they used to counteract the advantages that unfair decks have due to the London Mulligan. They made this public, which, you know, disincentivizes playing some weird brews even more, because as long as you have information asymmetry, of course you have an advantage, but as soon as that's not the case anymore, then you're just fucked. And so, yeah, that's what happens. So we want to have the logic knot. I'm not sure about the rise fall, but I probably want to have that too. So that one goes to top. This one also goes up. Then we're making him discard. Don't yet care about the ensnaring bridge. That's a luck piece that he can do with anyone else, but not with us. Yep, we're gonna Serum Visions here as long as we have the time and the leisure. Don't want to have that. I do want to have that. And we're gonna pass the turn. Alright, nothing happens. So I guess, and he's also not playing a land, so we're gonna go with K command here again. But this time we're gonna return snap and get rid of the ensnaring bridge. So I wonder if our opponent actually will board out Blood Moons now that we're showing him that we're playing quite a bit of basics here, but I wouldn't assume so. Shadows on 2. Well, I actually don't mind that much, because we have another K command. Could of course still just nod it. Nah, we're just gonna go next turn upkeep. And here, one has to say Angrath's Rampage is really good. Like, not only killed the Hazoret and would have gotten rid of Chandra, but also would have gotten rid of an ensnaring bridge, for instance, or whatever. Something that a fatal push and such could never do. So, quite happy with that. Just in Gemstone Caverns, sure. Our opponent has to pull quite a bit out of his hat. we want to turn the heat up here? I think we do. Might have a lightning bolt, of course, or just a desperate ritual. Opponent should be dead within 2 turns here. Yeah, whatever it is. You ain't gonna do anything with it. Alright. So we're gonna leave in terminates. That's a thing. Still gonna bore out Lilianas because they're just not good here. Someone, like last time we played this matchup, someone asked me why I wouldn't leave in Lilianas because, you know, their only threats are Hazoret and Goblin Rebel Master, and against Goblin Rebel Master, just as soon as they have like 2 tokens out, like Liliana for the rest of the game is just bad. We could bring in Collective Brutality. I certainly want to have Counter School. Cryptic Command out. And Fulminator Mage, as I said, is a pretty good blocker against all of their creatures. Because against Hazoret we just get a little bit of value. Of course, it's just a showstopper, essentially. But could still be a thing. Probably want to have Collective Brutality and just 1 Kalitas here. So we should have enough removal, and then if we get to 2 black sources, then we have a real game changer there. Our opponent keeps 7 again. Something that we cannot do. Alright, keep. And discard this one. So worst thing to happen to us, probably, is being hit by a turn 2. Blood Moon as always, and I'm almost certain that we're either going to be hit by a Blood Moon or by Goblin Rebel Master. I'm going to leave these Serum Visions on top just so that we have the option of further Sure. Alright, that's actually what I hoped for. So, that we have a clean shot at the Rebel Master, and we still have access to Serum Visions here. Alright, we could say we only need 1 more land until we get to the Scorpion God. So maybe we should keep all of this. We don't know if he's actually bringing a Blood Moon Pulse Bore here. Although I wouldn't think so. He has another ritual. No, just a Walking Ballista. Alright. We should be able to deal with the Walking Ballista. So this means he does not indeed have another ritual, which also means, so our next card is going to be a Torpid, which we want to bring in tapped. We do have a Terminate, but whatever he does have in hand, I would like to get rid of. Because right now we cannot beat Chandra, but we can beat all of this. Walking Ballista and Anger of the Gods. Don't know why in Anger of the Gods, but I'm happy to see the other Walking Ballista gone here. Shit. Of course we didn't hit the Chandra. No. Alright, that's good. That's good, that's alright. So it essentially we're taking 5 here, going down to 9. Killing the Walking Ballista, then he still has Remnant of Ruins, which is also pretty annoying, and this one as well, so we might actually go down to less than 9. So I'm willing to take the risk here that he's gonna pump the Walking Ballista again. Not pump the Walking Ballista and instead go with the Mutavolt. Alright, he's not gonna do it. So we might have saved a little bit of life here. Just 1 though. If he pumps it. If he doesn't pump it, then we actually saved at least 2. Due to the Mutavolt. And now we're coming in with our own god. But it's gonna get hairy here. Alright. Sorcerer Spyglass. If it names the Scorpion God, then it will diminish the effect of the Scorpion God significantly. But maybe you want to go with, I don't know, Torpid or whatever. So I guess he just read the Scorpion God there. Yep. And that's, well, it's not perfect, but it is fine. Calls is X5. 6-5 beater, still pretty good. Oh my goodness, our opponent really brought in the hate here. So I'm almost not willing to play the Thoughtseize in anticipation of him just having probably not a land, but a yes. So it's just a racing situation here right now. Killing the Mutavolt, and then we're gonna bring in Nimble, and then it's a 2-turn clock, and he would have to have. Alright, now I feel pretty safe. He does have Remnant of Ruins, but he would need something more significant. That's not gonna cut it. Actually, he's dead anyway, but we're gonna counter it just for the props here. So cutting through the utmost unfair decks here with a Bleeding Blade. And they deserve to be punished. They just deserve it. We should rename ourselves to the Punisher. Anyhow, Mythic Championship. So there was a lot of Tron on camera. A lot of the pros chose to be on Tron. I actually think that our good friend Cory Burkhardt also played Tron, but I'm not actually sure about that. Yeah, I just saw him testing with Tron and 5-0 leagues. And other than that, it was like, okay, both started with a K. Hopefully it's not the same guy. Okay. So we are unable to assemble a second land here, despite of having 5 looks over the first 2 turns. That would be kind of bad. Island opts. Almost certainly, of course. God bless him. I wanted to say America, but actually I'm not from America though. So we're gonna leave that. Alright, it's blue-white control. It is blue-white control. So, gonna fetch shock here. So the problem is our opponent might already be playing with both Dovin's Beto and Teferi. And so we have to play around a couple of additional things here. We want to have both of these. We don't actually mind Teferi hitting the board here because of the rampage. So we could just let it resolve in case he plays it. Our opponent also might still believe that we're on some sort of shadow build. So we're gonna go Inquisition first. Detention Sphere, Path, Logic Knot. Alright then. I guess we still take the Logic Knot here because Detention Sphere and Path are quite redundant. Detention Sphere wants me or actually rather I would like to wait for a Nimble until we run out the Jace into a Detention Sphere. So island's gone, we get an island. Let's just see what he does here. He goes with the Cryptic, and then we will counter it. He just goes with a Path, then that's fine. We get a 2-for-1. And probably black swords because of Liliana. That Celestial Colonnade at some point might be an issue, but not yet. Alright, so he's playing some sort of creature base here. I think I'm going to counter draw this. Seems a little bit awkward, but it actually is a quite good blocker. Alright, I'm gonna nimble. Love me some nimbles. And I'm gonna use it aggressively, meaning that I'm definitely gonna stifle a bird's ability here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana already. Not a bird's ability. I was gonna talk about a Snapcaster Mage indeed. Alright, 2 nimbles give us a little bit of leverage. Alright, so there's the Snapcaster that we were talking about. And we're gonna cycle here. Don't want him to get the extra value. We can take 1 hit. I could go bounce draw actually with his cryptic, and if he does, then I'm not gonna stop it. Alright, got another K command, and I think it's actually too late here to use the nimble as a means to get around. So 1, 2, 3. Sadly, we don't have a second red source here yet. So I think we're just gonna stifle that one as well, in the hopes of drawing Terminate at some point. Discard. Although this is gonna go horribly wrong, but I mean horribly wrong. We're gonna get cryptic, yes. Okay. I think we're gonna take 4. Another nimble. Alright. So we're gonna attack now as well. Our opponent must have either a lot of counter magic in hand. So I think we're gonna let that Teferi resolve. Let's see. So we do have the rampage, which we definitely want to use. I do want to stifle his plus ability that he's also going to use, so that he actually does have fewer options here. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, then we still have 3 and the logic not up. One, two, 1, 2, 3. So of course his hope is now that he is going to resolve the Teferi, which he of course will, but that's not going to do him any good because we're going to counter that ability. He's not going to untap. We are going to, let's see, wait, do we have lethal here? 7, no, we're 1 short, right? Yeah, we're 1 damage short here. So target player sacrifices a crate, planeswalker. Jesus, well. So we have it again, right? We can go. He has Colonnade, of course. Let's see. We would have lethal here. Even, well, he does have the Colonnade, of course. What's the best course of action? We are going to try to go with the logic knot instead of cryptic. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6. 6, 7. Oh. That is unfortunate. We still have a nimble though. Alright. So we didn't really get to that terminate of ours, which is a little sad. So on the draw, I think I just want to go with 2 fulminators. Actually, no. on the draw here, I think I don't want to go with any fulminators. Reason being that he is playing Wall of Omens, and therefore he does have more card draw in between. And a couple of creatures that we need to get rid of, so we're going to stick with the Terminates, although they're not going to be awesome in all these situations. But if we lose here, then we can still board the Fulminators in full force. Called last game. So I feel like we probably want to have the cement at some point, but we still have another Serum Visions, so Baneslayer Angel. Oh yeah, that's another thing, of course. Our opponents are aggressively bringing in Baneslayer stuff. Kind of want to go with Chase here. He doesn't have a counterspell yet, so we can go with Icefall at some point. Baneslayer Angel we have. Well, he does have Path. Probably want to go bottom here. Also, he needs double white. He already has double white. So let's see. We know this one. We know that he drew that one, right? Could be going with the Snap Thoughtseize, but we could also just kill the Baneslayer Angel with double bolt, which is kind of alright, I guess. See you and goodbye. Path and Condemn. Not the best because of the Snapcaster that we still know he does have in hand, but still somewhat alright. So probably warrants a counter here. Yes, you got it. We don't need double black that much. And now we're probably tapping right into that. Oh, there's a Teferi. So we could be going with Snapcaster Mage here indeed. Spell Snare is hyper annoying though. So maybe the better play is actually to take the Spell Snare, shock the Blood Crypt, Snapcaster Mage, and then fall him. That is a little bit risky, to be honest. Got the two good ones. Good. Yep. So we've already gotten rid of a Jace, Teferi, Snapcaster Mage. Oh, that's also quite good. I probably don't want to wait. Might have waited just a little bit too long here again. So our opponent is so far behind on lands compared to us. But apparently has a couple of really good things in hand. Sure. I'm gonna kill the Wall of Omens here. Just so that we have free reign should it come up. That is interesting. We're drawing way too many removal spells here. Unless he has another Baneslayer Angel. Maybe they are actually bringing in two Baneslayers. They click. Guess that resolves, and we're gonna go and terminate it. And I'm actually willing to cycle the trigger here away as well, because otherwise if he takes our Cryptic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, that's kind of bad. Alright, another Cryptic command. Just no play whatsoever. Okay. So now upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we only have 2. No. Our opponent is really cautious with that flooded strand here. So let's see if we can fight it here. We have a cryptic and a counter spell, counter squall. So he would need to have a dispel here for me to not engage into a counter war. Well, that's pretty good. Oh man, he does have nothing. Plain nothing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to do here. Since we know he's just going to draw 1 card, I'm going to go... Doesn't matter though. 4, no, I think it's fine. So we are going to go return and draw cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, so you probably can't do anything about it. Yep. Snapcaster Mage is gonna join the fray. We're gonna K command, and then K command back Nimble, return and discard. And if he does have a counter spell, then we have counter squall up still, unless it's Dove in the Veto. So something's gonna go. Yes, yes, yes. So we're completely out of lands. I think we have 1 more Water Grave, but that's basically it. We are going to keep doing stuff. This is not really worth a whole lot, but it gives us a target for our K command. And we have 2 terminates in our graveyard, so... And he's just drawn at least that colonnade, so I'm happy to engage in a counter war here. 2 paths. Did he discard 1? I'm not entirely certain. Let's see if we're gonna get hit by another path, which does not seem to be the case. How many? Like 4, 8, 11 mana. So we need 10. But we can't have the triple black. Alright, so we need to have the extra mana here. But we can't play anything. This is cryptic, this is counter squall. Okay. Another cryptic. I think there's an easy cryptic target here. It's probably just going to be a colonnade activation. So it's going to be activated, then I'm going to go Snapcaster, Terminate. have a good clock on board. We still have more than enough counter spells in hand. Could have also played the Jace, but I don't want to run into a Terminus or something that we don't really want or need to block. And we already have lethal on board. But I think this is the safer play. Fair enough. GG's opponent, GG's. So up until now, we've played a perfect league with just 2-0s. Pretty engaging, pretty cool. And Angrath's rampage actually proved to be quite useful a couple of times already. Also in situations where Dreadbore would have been strictly worse, because Dreadbore wouldn't have helped us against that Hazoret, of course. Now, for the first time, we're on the plate. No, second time, I think. I guess we can keep, although it's not a super good hand, but we have 2 Serum Visions again. And our opponent's on a mulligan. So if we find a second land source here, other than a basic mountain, well, this one goes to the bottom indefinitely. This one goes to the bottom as well. Like, even if we're playing against humans, that's just not gonna fly. Yeah, we're playing humans. Slivers, oh my goodness, we're playing Slivers, guys. Slivers? Not sure. So all have flying, alright. So we're gonna go with a Thoughtseize. Slavic, get one, okay. And this is just redundant piece. Sure. So our opponent has a very mediocre hand, which might be saving us here, but I don't want to get my hopes up yet, just yet. They can be pretty explosives, and that I mean in literal terms. And he's drawn a good card here. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Get 2+2, yes. 13, next turn is 9. If he draws another good sliver, then we might be fucked. So they have flying anyway. So what I think here is we go with Serum Visions. Otherwise I might have played the Snapcaster Mage, right? But that's not gonna help us. Because it's just not gonna be a good blocker. So we need to take the damage here. The next turn we need to bounce things and hope to draw into our removal spell quite soon. Yes. Oh no. All Sliver creatures have flanking? What the fuck is flanking? Okay, interesting. Man, this is fun. Despite us losing here, this is fun. So the flying actually is a big problem. So we're going now to 8. We're dead on board right now. And we also... Okay, let's see. I want him to play his last card in hand. I think I'm gonna discard the Snapcaster Mage here. Take up on something. Like, we haven't seen a Bolt, which would have been pretty good already. So I'm gonna tap draw. Hope that he does not draw another Sliver indeed. Then I'm gonna bounce at least this one. Next turn. Really need to draw a lightning bolt. That was the swarm that we knew about. Don't play anything. That's bad as well. Okay, that's not really a thing. So we have a couple of targets here. And not yet enough mana to actually do all that stuff. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. So what can we do here? We're 1 mana short to have a really good turn. But as we cannot do it now. So this is just a 1/1, right? We have 4 1/1s on the battlefield here. So we're gonna rise on Snap and this dude. And I think I want to go, like, we could fall him of course, but then we take 3. Next turn we have Snap Cryptic again and a fall from the graveyard. Yeah, I think we're just gonna fall him here. Save to life. Could have also gone Snap Thoughtseize. Well, and sometimes it can certainly go this way. Oh shit. 3 mana Sliver is... I'll have haste. Okay, so we're getting fucked by 5 here. So it's basically our last turn soon. Why would he be attacking our Jace with 1? Thank goddess. Thank goodness. So, let's see. 6 mana, we can get rid of both of these. The flanking is also quite annoying, but and creatures have haste, of course. Yeah. So what I want to do here is it gives things haste. Haste is bad for us. So I want to block this with the Snapcaster Mage. Go bolt on here. and play a Jace as well to block one at least, and then we have bolts and bolts. If we had drawn the bolt earlier, then it would have been probably an okay task. But I also scryed Terminate to the bottom, so kind of on me as well. But at that point, we just couldn't know. So everything's attacking us. I know they also play Slivers that are actually able to explode for damage. Something like that. Yes, we're also playing removal spells. Thank you a whole lot. And now that the haste is gone, hopefully we can... flanking. What? What? What's happening here? Whenever a creature without flanking blocks a sliver, the blocking creature gets a -1 on... Oh, okay. Alright, alright. Okay. It's just blocking. Like it's a static ability? Shit, man. So, worst case scenario now is actually that he has a collective company, which I think they're also playing. Striking Sliver. First strike, actually not too bad against us. Keeps attacking us, yes. Whenever a Slavic creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls. That's annoying. Because our Jace is an activated ability. Indeed. So I guess with 7 visions. Bottom top. Probably won't be able to play that. Or we're gonna play it out just so that we have Mirrold is also quite annoying. Does he want to force things through here? Force things through. Yep. He does indeed. I would like to go with Snap Serum Visions, but don't think that is good enough here. Because I want to have access to Cryptic and we're unable to shove ourselves. Is that the same dude? And of course it can't be countered. Yep. Yeah. We're living on the edge here already anyway, so let's see. Bouncing also doesn't make any sense because of the Jace there. I'm gonna play another Jace. No. So the thing is, we can cryptic, but we cannot tap bounce. So we have to sacrifice our Jace here. To hopefully draw another removal spell, which we have many, to be entirely honest. So we would like to block. So put on top, put on top. Play this one tapped. We have Snap Cryptic. What would happen if we go Jace, Serum Visions, get the Lightning Bolt? Man, this thing is really annoying. Next turn we have Lightning Bolt for 2, Angrath, Rampage. And we probably need to play Rise Fall to get back our Snapcaster Mage, but that's something for next turn. He's just drawing fucking Slivers. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, otherwise we might have had a chance, but that one does not seem to be beatable here. So this is gonna go, this is gonna go, this one comes in, this one comes in, this one comes in. Nimble, well, a lot of their creatures have flying. I think this is one of where I want to end up here. Beat by Slivers. Well, it's way more synergetic than what humans does, but it's less aggressive. Guess we keep. Opponent's mulliganing. So the land base seems pretty slim because they were relying on these mana-producing slivers. Therefore, I brought in the fulminated mages, especially also because they're playing 5 colors, and that's only being fixed by carrots. Yep. Is Nimble important yet? Probably not. So next turn we have Lightning Bolt and Jace. Typical human start. Well, we'll see. Oh my goodness. That thing is already so fucking annoying. Let's see what it does here to get rid of the caverns. Definitely doesn't have a whole lot of mana fixing. Alright, and no 1 mana sliver as well. So if it does not have... Okay. So this sliver is really the most annoying thing for spot removal decks. Like, it's really, really, really annoying. And right now I think we just need to take a turn off of hating on the lands to just be able to fucking... Yes, I would like to play 2. Pay 2. The reason I waited for him to activate the vial is that potentially he would have played a Phantasmal Image. We don't exactly know their list, of course, but I imagine Phantasmal Image to be a thing. So down to 10 already. Okay, command. So we actually know that he probably has three mana slivers in his hand. So the Fulminating Mage will probably come in handy at some point. So there's some kind of combat trick coming, right? That is super bad. Especially because it's a 3/3 as well. We might just be dead here. Alright, it's official. Slivers might be way worse against combo, but it definitely is better against control. I think we're gonna run into a trap here, but there's nothing we can do about it. Regenerate, great. And +1/+1. What? What? Unreal. Unreal. Well. Beat by Slivers. Insane. Ah, pretty cool though. One of these mediocre hands again. On the draw, I'm gonna keep. We have a good curve, but if our last game is against, is it Pheonix now? That really sucks. Is it Pheonix? Certainly next to Dredge, one of our worst matchups. Just straight up bad. Due to the fact that it's a faceless looting deck, what can I say? Okay, he seems to be looking for an answer to our Jace here. Never mind. Just got all in one, of course. So our Jace is going to survive, but more problematic is the we need to fetch this for 3 to get blue-red. And then this might be a fetch for 3 again. So we're down to 8. We need to discard the Thoughtseize despite the fact that he does have the Crackling Reg in hand. We need to find a different solution for that. Although, I mean, we're playing a whole lot of removal. I don't see why we're just not drawing any in these kinds of matchups. Could also block with the nimble, but reducing what he does have in hand appears to be more appealing. So it's not beautiful what we're doing here, but we're doing God's work. Just have to hope that he's even mainboarding Spell Pierce by now. So fucking annoying. Just have to hope that he has no other cantrips in hand that he can cast together with the Faithless Looting, but of course he does. Such an insane deck. And there are still some random retards that are claiming that this is not card advantage. Oh yeah, by the way, that's also pretty funny. How it was praised. Like Paul Cheon during yesterday's coverage said that, you know, because of the new information that your opponent has due to uncovering his deck list before you play, people were main decking Rest in Peace because Depra was playing Rest in Peace main. But of course that's just not the case. Oh my goodness. Because people were playing Rest in Peace beforehand as well, and it's not a sign of a good metagame or that you were actually metagaming there. It's just a sign of the metagame being completely broken. And you have to play these narrow cards in your fucking main board in order to have a play against, is it Pheonix? And the rest of the field. Also, the most played card in the event is Surgical Extraction, which is also pretty insane. This is not keepable. Not against Is it Pheonix. I'll keep this. This one shove. Well, I always do get a little bit salty here. Just does not feel like we're playing fair magic. course. What else? Thing is, we can't even get rid of like multiple spells in their hands because they're just gonna get counters for it anyway. So one more cantrip, and there he goes with 3 Phoenixes as well. Sure. Also a faithless looting, of course. What else? Yeah. All right, cool games, guys. Cool games. Thanks for playing. Well, League started out pretty cool and pretty good. Slivers just didn't go our way due to this one creature that makes your basically a Kira on 2 mana, so that didn't go so well. And then Pheonix, we just don't stand a chance. Other than that, yep, good league overall. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the Mythic Invitational, and see you soon, guys.